Sometimes the best AI is the one you don't even notice. What's up, guys? I recently made a video on my other bar channel, and I started with a bunch of clips of my kids playing by the pool and myself enjoying a drink. And there was one clip that I didn't have a video of. I just had a photo, so I animated with AI, and it's completely seamless. See if you can spot it. It's hot, you're sitting by the pool, relaxing, taking in the sun. You don't want a fussy 12-ingredient drink. You want something quick, easy, and refreshing. What's up? Could you guys spot the one? Let's play it again. I'm going to scrub through it and try to spot which one is AI. My kid jumping in the pool, my other kid on the slide, me enjoying a mojito. We got a tray full of drinks, another drink, and a duck. That duck used to visit our pool quite often. Okay, so for those of you who spotted it, it was in fact the shot of the drinks by the pool. Okay, so here is the image. Okay, so I took a photo of the drinks on the tray, and as I was bringing it outside, and I didn't have a video of this. And I actually didn't have, often what I'll do is if I take, depending on the settings of my camera, the iPhone camera takes a photo, but it also takes like a 4-second video. So sometimes you can use those in your video as you're editing. But this one here, I didn't have that setting hooked up, so I didn't have the video portion. But I wanted just a few little video of these drinks. Instead of having a still image, it wouldn't really jive with the rest of the video. So I took that photo and I brought it into Photoshop. The first thing I did was fix the aspect ratio to make it 16:9 because it was the standard kind of 4:3 photo aspect ratio. So I fixed that up. So I got this to 16:9. I then bring it to ElevenLabs. So here we are in ElevenLabs. We're going to go down here to image and photo, go to my history, and there we are. I did 2 outputs of this particular one here. There's this guy here. First output, I didn't do any sound. I think this is the one I actually ended up using. And then I did this guy right here, which I didn't like. And the prompt was pretty simple. POV, person holding a tray of drinks by the pool, minimal movement. That's probably why the second one, he didn't move. It just kind of went up and down with the tray because I said minimal movement. This one here said POV, person holding a tray of drinks walks towards the pool. Now, the reason I did a second generation was because if you look at this one, so if we started here, this is the, let's pause. This is the counter in my backyard. I've got a kind of a bar counter. And so when he lifts the drinks, he walks right over the counter and towards the pool. So this is a little unrealistic there because he walks right towards the pool. But other than that, the shot's pretty good. And I end up actually, for the video, I end up using basically just from here to here. So it's actually quite believable. And everything else looks okay. The drinks look good. And the back, a fairly convincing shot. And that's kind of a key. This is what I mean by this is some of the best use of AI. It's because we're not creating full AI from scratch. These are not AI drinks. These are not AI cocktails. These are actual drinks I made. It's a real photograph. I'm just animating it, giving it a bit of life, as opposed to creating a random AI shot from scratch. So, this is where you can avoid the AI slop, is by just using AI as a tool. As I always say, AI is a tool. It's not meant to replace creativity. It's meant to help and enhance creativity. So by just using that one little shot, we insert it into our timeline with a lot of other real shots, and no one's the wiser. No one really notices. And if I even go back here, and you can tell, I added these effects, and these effects were added in After Effects. If I come here to After Effects, all of these shots, I just tracked the movement, added and then we treat the AI shot exactly the same. So these are not added with AI. These were I tracked each drink, and then we add the text along with it. So yeah, this is just like, treat it like any other piece of footage that you would. It's an AI shot instead of a real live shot, but it's taken from a real source, from a real photo. Here's another example from a short from my Disney trip. We spent the day at Disney's Animal Kingdom during a record cold in Florida. It dropped to -4 Celsius. That's about 25 Fahrenheit. And with the wind chill, it actually felt closer to -11 Celsius or 12 Fahrenheit. and we came to Florida to escape the cold. But honestly, it didn't stop us from having a great day. Okay, so once again, can you spot the AI clip? So actually here, there's two. So right here, this was a photograph. So I told the AI just to kind of pan down. So as you can see, I made the birds move a little bit down here, which is pretty cool. And so not much there. But again, it's very, very subtle. That's the whole idea. This is a photograph, obviously, of my family. Now this was a photo of the elephant. And I figured, why not try to get AI to bring it to life? So that movement is all AI generated. But again, you'd never know because it's really, really seamless. The rest of it, I think, is pretty well, obviously this little Ottawa clip here, this is fully AI generated. Just makes a cool little insert shot. I think that's it. I think the rest of it is all real footage. Yeah, I think it was all real footage after that. Again, but then another great example of how we can use AI as a tool, not as a replacement for creativity, to really integrate small little clips just to add value, to add some flair to our videos. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's a great example of how to use AI to not create slop, but to create really good videos and just enhance your videos using a few AI clips here and there, kind of sprinkled in. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hit that little bell, get notified when we release new videos, and check out a lot of other videos on the channel. We will see you in the next one. Cheers, everyone.